Hello, folks, and welcome to the Hello World Podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? Listen, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for listening. I wanted to welcome my new listeners, whoever you are and wherever you are listening, and just wanted to let you know Hello World Podcasting is about, personal development, figuring out, what's going on, who we are, finding answers actually to the questions, and figure out what the heck is going on here around in the world. Also, what I like to do is to use astrology for the personal aspect and kind of integrate into the global, collective, and, use this as a GPS to kind of navigate through the situations and circumstances what we are experiencing on the daily or on the larger scale. So how are you still dealing with the Leo energy? Okay, I just wanted to continue one more time with the Leo, because tomorrow actually we are hitting going into the things, into the Virgo energy. So I was kind of looking forward to kind of add a little more to the fire element and what we were experiencing and the beauty of the energy. Because it is always good to understand the element and to see how we can actually use in the application in our lives and, use it to transform the situation or whatever, we are looking for to change. As we know, astrologically, we have 4 different elements. We have air, water, earth, and fire. And every element has 3 different aspects to it. We have a cardinal sign, we have a fixed sign, and we have a mutable sign. And every one of them has a different characteristic. And right now, as we are kind of finishing with the Leo energy, and we actually had a Leo new moon, so it's pretty amazing. I mean, the energy was just so unbelievable, exciting. And so what I was looking for, to kind of add more to that, so that, before we are moving out the Leo, to see, what else we can do with that energy. We know from the personal life experience, for instance, when we have a fever, what is really happening inside of the body? It's a lot of heat, but this heat is also incredible, or can be incredibly healing, meaning detoxifying the toxins in the body. So when we are dealing with a fever, I mean, this is what I was taught, from the old times, when we didn't run, to the doctors, for every little boo-boo or every kind of situation. We were trying to kind of work with the body elements and what was happening to the body. And I remember, from my grandmother and my parents at the time, they were talking always, allow the kids to have at least 3 days of fever, because this actually burns the toxins in the body, and at the same time it is actually supporting or building or cleaning the immune system, which was pretty amazing, because what you do when you're sick, you do not eat so much, and the body is capable to rejuvenate itself. And so, if we are looking right now, what's really going on also with the Leo energy, and we had all these retrograde planets. Oh my God, don't forget, aren't you excited Mercury is finally going forward. Yay, yippee. Anyway, and on the August 27th, we will have Mars going also forward. Wow, these two planets are so important, folks. That is amazing, because the Mercury is about communication and Mars is about taking actions. Didn't you get frustrated that no matter what you were trying to do, you just could not, and I'm meaning you cannot move forward? All those rocks and obstacles on the road. But I was also actually in the past talking about the benefits that we are experiencing through these retrograde planets. We go back and encounter what we still wanted to take with us, or did we forget something? And, work with those aspects. I mean, I'm actually in the last, let's say, 4 or 5 days, or almost a week, I'm experiencing this incredible slowdown or even no interest to listen what's really going on the global scale. Very interesting. It's almost like my own body is actually detoxing from all this stuff. And what I mean with that, for those who've been doing the homework and doing the shadow work and, working on yourself and, mastering your own self and figure out, what the heck is going on and just kind of bring back the balance or harmonize ourselves, you know what I'm talking about. When the world was still in the deep sleep, I recognized I was doing a deep work already then. I recognize I am dealing with this stuff for almost 30 years. And you may hit the point at a certain time, and 30 years is actually one Saturn return. That, I would not necessarily say enough is enough, but the time is to move forward. The time is to use this Leo energy actually for the transformation, because Leo is about the creativity, and moving ideas, transforming ideas. And what we are seeing right now on the global scale is that everything is getting revealed, folks, because so many people are, recognizing what's going on. The energies are getting opened up. The revelations are, happening. So every stone is practically turned over. For those who are actually just starting or finding out, it must be a devastating situation, because as I've been mentioning in the prior podcasting, it is very difficult even to grasp the rootlessness, what's really going on in the world. For many, is hopeless. They cannot find a hope. But if you're trying to understand nature on a much deeper level, for instance, through the yin and yang, you have this constant cycle of good and bad. It never happens that everything is just good. It could be a small cycle, it could be a medium cycle, it could be an incredible large cycle. But we have this constant, creativity, and then it goes in blossoming the idea, and then it goes into the dying and, transformation into something else. And it's just a normal cycle. And I think what many are right now struggling with the idea is just look like, oh my God, how can we just get out this whole, horrible situation? How can we get out this insanity? I think what I would like to kind of, put a light on this kind of insanity is going on for thousands of years. We just didn't know it. We were not exposed so much as we are getting exposed today. So, through maybe the communication channels and internet, I think the internet, brought so much stuff on the surface. But at the same time, it is not that we are finding stuff out. We are actually faced with a lot of misinformation. So as we are going through this whole thing, we have to kind of read through what is the truth and what is the misconception. So it becomes a very challenging experience because, yes, it can go and take you into this hopelessness. All these disasters that, that the planet and humanity is facing is just devastating. But on the other side, there has to be something that is, holding the hope or holding this better future or holding this transformation. And this is why it is so important always, as I'm most of the time talking about, work on yourself. Try to transform your own life the best way you can. Sometimes situations can go for on and on and on. Sometimes certain things takes much longer, but still, no matter what, we are actually forced to create this change or transform. I was watching last week again my favorite movie, The Matrix. I just love it. Sorry, folks. And what really happened is that I love the scene. I mean, there are a lot of many great scenes there, but actually the great scene was, I love the scene with the fire. It is just so mesmerizing when Neo and Trinity are coming out the elevator and this huge boom. If you ever saw that scene, it's just magnificent. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that I love the scene when Neo is going to the Oracle and they're sitting outside and he's trying to ask her a question. And she's saying to him back, I hope I'm quoting it, please close. She says, it's not the question what you wanted to know, because you know already the question. But the things what you are really looking for, why did you make that decision? And it is actually a mind-boggling thought. And the reason why I'm saying is that it's because you really wanted to put yourself in the situation and ask yourself, well, yeah, why did I make the choice to experience this? And the question end up to be here right now again is, we may ask ourselves, it's why did we make it as a collective, this whole, why did we choose to experience what we are experiencing? There's a reason for it. And this is something that was kind of interesting because I am reading also right now a book that I got myself maybe 15 or 20 years ago. And I'm constantly kind of shoveling this book from one shelf to the next one, from one person to the next one, and then, putting it in my backpack, taking it out. And finally I decided,